I've never done a movie with Will Ferrell.
Have you ever been a lead in anything?
No,
Never.
Dude, I get one line. It's fine. No, Dictator had like 7 or 8 lines, but I always get like 7 or 8 lines.
You've been approached to be a lead in something, though.
Never.
Stop.
I would have done it. You're the lead. I don't care what it is.
No one has approached you about being a lead? Isn't that kind of crazy?
I think before the writer's strike, yes. The one with...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, so I'm doing a movie that's a lead in a couple of months.
You are.
You're right.
I had to remind him. That
For the first,
answer
I
is
forgot.
yes.
I forgot. Well, I haven't done it yet.
But you're in. You're going to do it.
Well, I want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're trying to get, the funding and all that stuff, but it's independent. But yeah, I've never, but in the Hollywood system, they would never do it. Although right now I got a call, I have some other old TV deals that are happening again with, people that we know, and maybe and I'm the lead in those.
I think the shift is happening. It's like when they see somebody who hasn't been a lead for so long but has had small parts, they're like, why haven't we? They're like, why haven't we done it with the? I mean, people are thinking.
Well, because he's
right
retarded. That's what they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm different now.
Yeah.
I'm changed, and I feel more confident in my ability.
Yeah.
Your skin is so nice,
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
Impeccable.
you're good.
Really?
dude. It's like
It's improved, actually.
Do you do
not just
anything?
improved. It's perfect.
Nah.
Do you do any like treatments and stuff like facial?
I have, but I haven't done recently. Wait till you see this guy's skin when he gets in.
I can't even.
I want to know what he gets done. You think he'll say?
It's crazy. One day, like a couple years ago, when I went to Korea, he let me crash at his place. And I remember like taking a shower at his place, and I was just taking pictures of all his products so I can see like what he uses and stuff. Because his skin is like crazy. But Korea also has so many places you can go to.
I know, and they do it so well. Like Bobby, we should go there just as for like on a beauty trip.
I need beauty.
We need to get the liver spots out. We need to
I want the baby dick cream that Sandra Bullock uses.
You can get that here though.
I want it from Korean. Put the baby dick cream.
Would you do some stuff on your face, like Botox injections and stuff?
No, never.
No,
No,
would
but-
you?
No, I said never.
Or you would never do it? No, okay.
Did I just say that?
Yeah, I
I'm sorry. You're right. My tone.
But we were supposed to do the micro needling and the laser together.
Let's do it.
remember?
I want to do it.
I did a vampire facial.
Did you feel like it helped?
I think it did. I did it like 3 times, couple months.
Dude,
and stuff.
you're a Korean vampire. If they had a movie,
I'm not.
doesn't he look like he's
Do I
been
look
around
like a
for thousands
vampire?
of years?
I look like a vampire.
Yeah.
You know who we need to get the skin regimen of? Daniel Day Kim.
Yeah, but
He's
not,
got great skin too.
He could play a good vampire too.
I think he would be a good vampire.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I have to admit, when yuck.
That's the vampire facial.
Oh, okay.
Where they poke holes in your face.
When we went to the club for the first time, I've gone out with him a couple times,
Yeah.
dinner and stuff. But the first time, he looked at me at the club. We were sitting at that thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm about to suck this guy's dick. I mean, he looked at me. He's so cute. There was a look that he gave me that I blushed. I was just like,
What's the look?
I can't do his look. When you meet him, you'll see. You'll blush.
It is interesting when I see dudes that kind of look like that, like they were born to be like a K-pop star.
Yeah, dude.
You're like,
Got
damn,
it.
you can't really work any other job, really. Like,
No.
How could
so
you just?
pretty.
Imagine Jay Park working at Pep Boys. That'd be insane.
That would be insane.
That would be insane. I'm like, am I in a movie right now? I mean, it would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. Or like, Henry Lau was like that too.
Right. They have the look.
I did a movie with Henry.
Yeah.
And every time I would look at him, look at him.
Oh, that's right.
There's the 3
Look at his
Yeah,
face.
it's
dude.
insane.
Look at that face. He's doing it now. I can't even look. I'm blushing.
Yours is good.
Yeah.
Do you think people go into the job their face suits?
Yeah, but I in rare occasions I have seen just like beautiful model-looking girls working at like a gas station or something.
I love it.
And there's always like, what's going on here? Or like, I want to save you or something, like there's always something like that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, like if you look like that and work, like if Jay worked at a Pep Boys, like he wouldn't be able to get through the day without somebody asking him something,
Right.
like,
I feel like somebody would walk in there, an agent, and go, "Hey, do you want to get signed?"
Right.
Like, isn't Meg Ryan was like that, right?
Really?
Yeah, I think what?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was discovered. Like, there's some people just get. Henry Lau was walking through in high school a mall with his friends. a Korean woman just pulled him. Can you sing and dance?
Oh, that's really how it happened?
Yeah, and he goes, not really. You want to go to school? And he went to Korea and learned.
Oh, wow.
Do people still get discovered at malls? Not anymore, right?
I think that if you're Margot Robbie,
Oh yeah.
somebody would go, hey, do you act?
Because I feel like all the castings, like on, like you just find someone's Instagram now. Like, are people still looking around for talent, like in the wild?
I could see it happening. K-pop still scouts.
Yeah.
Like nationwide every, month.
Well, they were, for the movie Rushmore,
yeah.
they were looking forever for that lead guy. And then I think it was the cast director was at the Coppolas for some sort of party. And they saw Jason Schwartzman there, younger, obviously. And they go, are you an actor? He's like, I'm the drummer for the band Phantom Planet. But he went and read and got it.
Right.
I mean, so people get discovered.
You talking about Jason Schwartzman?
Yeah.
But he's also a Coppola. You don't get this.
Yeah, he's at the Coppola's house.
You're not a Coppola and get discovered. That's not how it
true.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. He did.
Only the biggest name in film? Like, no, Bobby.
Well, it's not like he's like Francis's son.
Well, regardless, like he's in
He's
the right
Francis's
place.
sister's son.
He's at the right place.
Talia
right?
Shire.
Yeah.
Who was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Rocky and The Godfather.
Right.
There's
You're right.
a connection there.
You're right.
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage is his cousin. You're right. You're right. So, you're right.
But
You're
I
right.
promise you, he has a relationship with Francis Ford. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, they hug and kiss on the cheek.
Exactly.
I mean, Robert Schwartzman said that one time he ran into his cousin Nicolas Cage, and it's like a joyous event. You know what I mean? They're family.
If you guys were born big time Nepo babies, if let's say you were a Coppola, your last name was Coppola, or like Scorsese.
No, let's go Asian.
Okay, let's,
So who am I?
Yo.
Like,
Yo.
Yo.
Oh,
Or Jackie.
Michael Yo?
oh yeah, Jackie Chan. Okay.
Michael, you're the comic, or
Shell. Yo.
no? Who's the Yo-Yo Ma? I'm Ma.
Bobby Ma.
Bobby.
I'm Bobby Ma.
Yeah, but I feel like there's so many Ma's in the world. But I have a friend who's like 3 friends with the last name.
But I just in this scenario, can I be Yo-Yo Ma's son?
Or Yun Fat.
Oh,
No, it's got to be a distinctive enough last
Chuck.
name that people
Chuck
are
Fat.
like Chuck Fat. Okay, let's go with Fat.
I want to be
Fats?
Chow Yun Fat's son, Chuck.
Chuck Fat.
Chuck Fat.
Fat.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were Chuck
Hello.
Fat,
I'm Chuck Fat.
would you go the route of keeping the last name or doing what Nicolas Cage
Oh no,
did?
keep the last name.
Yeah. What
I would
about
go
you?
into auditions wearing a fucking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And they're like, "What's that?" I go, "Oh, you my dad was the star of this."
I feel like I would flex the last name a little bit. Too.
You
Thank
would.
you. Thank
I
you.
feel like, even though I want to think like I'll carve my own path, but I'd probably flex the last name. You know what I mean?
But Emilio did it too.
Estevez?
Yeah,
Yeah, he changed it, right?
yeah. He's
Yeah.
Martin Sheen's brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean Charlie Sheen's
Charlie
brother.
Sheen's
Martin
brother.
Sheen's the dad.
He changed it to Estevez is kind of wild.
I think it's the maiden name. I think, but yeah, he changed it.
But still, he got all of the doors kicked wide open because
But
at the end of the day,
I don't agree with that because you still have to read. Because I know the Nepo babies that don't have the talent,
Yes.
and it's a disaster.
Well, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
But there are some where it's in their bloodline to act and they're good actors. Like it is straight up in their genetic blueprint to be
Francisca
good.
Hilton,
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
insane, crazy person.
How do you know she couldn't have
Eric
been...
Douglas, Michael Douglas's brother.
Wait, Francisca Hilton, how do you know she couldn't have been a good
being real.
hotelier though?
What?
How do you know she couldn't have been good with hotel?
Okay, can I just say something? Have you been on the street and you've seen a homeless person, you know what I mean, shove shit back into their butthole? That's who she is. She's crazy.
Oh God.
Crazy town.
Yeah.
Like when you meet her, you're like, oh, I'm dealing with something
Yeah.
otherworldly.
Maybe mental.
Eric Douglas was the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy.
There's something that would also drive you crazy if your siblings and your family are just all successful and you're not, you know? It's
I
like
know.
the Rob Kardashian thing.
Or imagine, yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Or imagine being the only one with legitimately no acting chops in like an acting family, in a lineage like that.
That would suck.
That would suck.
That would suck. Yeah.
They're at like UCB or something and just taking classes and improv classes and just trying to get better.
Imagine if Michael Jordan had a son that was like 600 pounds, just on the
Wait,
sideline.
Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah, Magic Johnson. But
He's living his best life.
yeah.
the whole
Living a
time,
best
man.
life, though.
Kind of an absolute
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
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 He's
But you had a lot to say about him like years ago.
good things.
Yeah, sure.
I said good things about it.
I
You know what I mean?
don't believe that.
Yeah.
You said any good things.
Roar.
Anybody.
And I'll listen.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, Nepo babies are interesting. But you know what, dude? You still have to deliver.
Well, hopefully we'll have Nepo babies when we have kids, you know?
No, but that's the thing. I think that no one's gonna go. If I had a son named Mark,
Glad you took the time.
I took the time.
Oh, that took really long.
Because I was gonna go exotic, but I go, let's go traditional.
Well, can I get the exotic option just out of curiosity?
Vladimir.
Oh, okay.
Vladimir Lee.
I like Vlad Lee.
Right? Watch this. He comes. The room's gonna shine.
Should we clap or should we do?
No.
No.
No, just let him sit down. He's late.
What are you guys
And I'm
talking,
gonna yell at him.
Do we make?
I'm gonna yell at him.
Do we all not make?
were you
eye
guys
contact?
talking like this before I came in?
What?
Just like,
We had just started.
should
we had just
applaud?
started.
Should we applaud?
Should we plug them?
Should we
I
applaud?
would never. You know.
Coming back from
I'm
set.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Energy is
But
fucking
we're
wild.
friends. I'm not doing that shit. Okay. Am I too much today? I'm aggressive, huh?
There was a time you thought
And mean.
far more.
Am I mean right now? I was so mean today and to everyone. But anyway, okay.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah.
You've gotten grumpier, I think, a little bit, you know?
Yeah, but also the closer you get, the meaner he gets.
I could see that.
Yeah, like that's just his thing. So you're like definitely in now because you hear the shit he says to me.
I feel like when I first met him, that was like the sweet spot, you know?
Yeah, so he's still polite. He
It's
doesn't
the-
want
That's
to.
the sweet spot.
Yeah, but we don't hang out.
But we don't.
Now it's like, dude, let me ask you something. You think that if 5 years ago you asked me to do that show that you did at I would do it?
No, for sure.
No.
I also
would.
buy you shoes.
Hi, come on in.
What's up, buddy? Why'd you get all quiet? He was talking all this shit.
Why is so many
You
people
guys
here?
so quiet. It's a team, bro. You guys.
Why does he have a team here?
Yeah.
I had a memory of what happened in the parking lot.
Okay, you're gonna bring that up again?
No, we don't have to.
So many events happened.
All right, I'll bring it up. All right, and let's see if you guys are on my side.
I just want to say something. Previous to this happening, we were having like a very like we were having a very positive like zippity doodah day. Like it was a full zippity doodah day. We were like really just like happy. We're going to the movies. It's 4th of July, right? And then we enter the Universal City.
Can you please see if you side with me and be open your minds, all right, and be
Honest
fair.
answer?
Honest, okay. George, are you paying attention?
Yep.
All right. So I don't know if you've ever been to the Universal City Walk. Anyone listening? So the Universal City Walk is attached to Universal
theme park.
theme park. And it's literally 5 minutes from our house. We can say that, right? That's not gonna.
It's close by.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very close by to our house. It's in LA. Okay.
California.
It's in California.
California.
Okay. So, but it's a nightmare because it's like you go up and it's like entering Disneyland almost in a weird way. There's these gigantic awnings of Universal and all that kind of stuff, right? But it's late at night, and I guess they had some sort of like 4th of July thing that they were doing, fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yeah, mostly Mexicans because they love it.
They do.
Can I say that?
You can. I used to live in
They
a
love
Mexican
fireworks.
neighborhood. They love it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
love fireworks.
Filipinos do too.
So that's why I'm bringing this up because I think there's a little racism involved.
From you?
No,
Oh,
from them.
from
So just hear me out.
okay.
Okay, just hear me out.
Here's what the tie-in is. Okay.
All right. So so now I'm in the parking, almost taking a left into the parking structure, right? But there's a parking lot guy holding me. I'm the only car. All I have to do is take a left, get into the structure, right? But he's letting cars
Exit.
exit, right? And he lets about, and I'm not exaggerating, right? 25 cars, right? This way. So I just roll out the window and I go, dude, I'm one guy. Can I just go in? He's like, they need to get out, right? And he was Mexican. The people it's a fireworks festival. This is my thinking, right? It's a fireworks festival, right? They may be not problematic, probability. The probability.
Probability, not
Yeah,
problematic.
not problem. It's not a problematic. Not a problem at all, right? I love it.
Probability, probability.
The probability. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? right, the probability of them being, Hispanic is probably high. He is Hispanic, and he's like, they need to get out. So he just lets more cars go through. All he has to do is stop one and just let me go through, and then there's no one else behind me. You can let all of them through, right? But he's gonna make me wait there, right? And so then when I yell out, I go, hey, I just one guy, right? And he yells at me. Jules and Kalila are fucking, embarrassed that I did that. Then he finally lets me through. They're like blushing and going, geez, dude, you're out of control. To me, like I'm fucking, I'm fucking the bad guy here.
I'd like.
I will
to
say
give
I'm on.
my-
I would like to hear your.
Standing up for yourself and making sure the people in your car get in as quickly as possible.
I understand that, George, but number one, we were not running late.
We were.
Number
More attitude.
We were. We were.
More-
Number
We were.
two, literally.
This movie started at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
It was 9:50. Admit it.
Bobby,
Admit it right now.
How long are trailers?
I don't want to watch the movie. I'm only there to see the trailer.
Wow, I love it.
Right? I'm right. Who doesn't love to watch the trailers?
But can I say
The trailers are the best parts of the movies.
from where I was in the passenger seat, if it was like an obnoxious amount of time that we waited for all these cars to exit, I'd be like, dude, what the fuck, right? Like, because I feel like Bobby's right in that sense where it's like, we are just one car. Like, why are you making us wait 5 minutes here?
Yeah, that's annoying.
But I'm not exaggerating, you guys. 30 minutes, at 30 seconds,
30 minutes.
hadn't even passed. 30 seconds had not passed before he rolled his window down and started yelling and saying, let me in. And I was like, Bobby, that's unnecessary. Like, he's just doing
Because
his job.
I was counting cars.
Oh, you
And
weren't
that-
counting seconds. You
I
were
don't
counting-
count seconds. I count cars.
How many cars?
25 cars.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Follow-up question.
Go ahead.
Because he was Mexican, did you think he would recognize you
Oh,
if you rolled down your window?
Interesting. Subconsciously, were you
I don't
trying
like
to be
I don't like that line of questioning.
But be honest.
I'm going to be honest. I don't like yes. Absolutely, right?
And then
he
when he
did- and
didn't, you
and
were thrown off.
He didn't.
and you know what he
and
did when
for-
he didn't get recognized, George? It wasn't like a cute little left turn. He made sure that his tires were squeaking. Like it was the most obnoxious left turn. He sped up. He put little fucking tracks on the ground.
That's ridiculous. I did not do that.
Follow up. If he
I did not do
if
that.
he
That's
did-
ridiculous.
If he did, you rolled your window down. He said, "Yo, Bobby Lee, I'm so sorry. Come through, man." Then how do you react then?
Everything's good, and everything's right with the world,
Interesting.
right? Because what he did was wrong, right? If you let 3 cars in, my rule is 3 cars.
Okay.
3 cars for 1 car, right? Not 25 cars.
You have a 3-to-1
All right.
ratio.
So at that point, everything's kumbaya. All right. But what he did was outrageous. Okay. And what your reaction to it was outrageous.
What was my reaction?
Like you guys were like, "Ugh, geez, this fucking guy, dude. It's like you know what you called me? Entitled.
No, I said destructive
You have
entitlement.
destructive entitlement. She started getting psychological with me.
Well, that's what you're
telling me what's wrong with me, the slut king.
No, our therapist said that's
The
what
guy
you
that
had.
created Nosotros Papaya. The guy that created me walking down the street. The guy that fucking did all these things, man. Right? That's what you called me. Destructive entitlement guy.
And it's that guy's fault. He should have taken a little bit of time out of his schedule for some great programming.
Who?
The guy who was parking the cars.
The
He should have
parking
taken a
attendant.
few minutes out of his day to watch Tiger Belly, Bad
Yeah.
That's his
Friends,
fault as well.
TV.
But that's, you know what? That's his loss. Mm-hmm. That's his loss. Okay. But my point is this. Now, given the facts, right? My 2 hombres, hombres, all right? What is your opinion?
Inocente.
Yeah. Inocente, amigo. How about you, my
Here's
friend?
my honest assessment.
Yeah.
From the way you described it with 25 cars,
Yeah.
that's a lot of cars. 20. If you are not lying, if in fact it was 25.
Go in between
Yes.
25 cars and 30 seconds. Let's just split those in half.
Bobby not lying. Think about that statement.
Okay, so let's go.
Let's go.
Right, so
12 and a half cars
So,
and 1.
okay, so let's
just
count.
half and double.
Go right, and I'm gonna do the cars. Go.
Wait. Let me time it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
Right.
go. So now the guy says, "Come on and go." Good.
16
Was that cars or seconds?
seconds. He's counting cars.
What number are we up to?
20.
30 seconds. Why did the speed?
cars.
I love the
That was
speed.
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30. That was 25 cars.
Yeah, but that's still 30 seconds.
That's no
Damn it,
25 cars versus one car waiting. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Well, my argument was.
Go ahead. What now? What is your fucking judgment?
I don't know.
Innocente, right?
Innocente, but I will say, I don't know if this helped you at all.
That didn't help your cause.
Why?
Because it's still, if you had just closed your eyes and not counted the cars, a 30-second wait does
I know,
not
but you have to
impact
understand,
our
it's
movie
9:50.
experience.
The movie's starting at 10, right? My friend Gene, I told him I was going to meet him at 9:45, right? I got shit going on, dude. And I don't know. Also, mind you, if I didn't roll down the window, I don't know how many cars would have gone
But
through.
don't you think all those people
Right?
had
So
shit
that's where
going
my
on
thought.
too?
No. I'll even give you 10 cars, right? But I'm not waiting after 10 cars, man. So what, Innocente or what?
Innocente!
Oh, ay caramba!
¿Te gusta Innocente?
Yeah, Innocente,
Yo
dude.
quiero.
Innocente, yeah.
All right.
All right, so now apologize.
I'm so sorry.
All right, good. Thank
I'm
you.
truly, truly sorry
Thank
that
you,
I
thank you.
questioned your decisions last night.
I learned that, wow, 25 cars in 30 seconds is possible. That's
It is,
crazy.
it is possible.
I thought it was going to be a lot. Innocente!
Innocente. What, am I okay?
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what that was, right?
What?
God striking down.
Yeah, you don't believe in God.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't. So
I
don't
don't.
bring that up. All right? You can't use God when you don't believe in God.
Good rule.
Thank you so much.
Do you want a helpful advice or what?
No, I thought we were playing that game.
We can. Let's play the game. Introduce it, Clyla.
Oh wait, we're not doing that. Instead of unhelpful advice, let's do that. We'll do it after. We'll do the talk about the thing last.
Okay. We have on.
Not anyways.
I'll do it anyway. Let me change face. Let me change face, okay?
So creepy.
It's so creepy. Here's another thing I love about you. And this is, and you just take it. Just take it, okay?
Okay.
Is, you know, stand-up comedy is something I started with in 1995. I signed up for open mic. I'd never done anything before, acted, nothing. I just walked off the streets and signed up at a open mic in San Diego. And I started doing it. I went up every night, bombed for years. And I got to a point, moved to LA, and I did all the rigmarole and all the things that you need to do. And I got to a place where, oh shit, I can audition for shows now. And I got on the Tonight Show and I did all the things, right? And so, you know, I feel like I am a organic, you know, stand-up.
Sure.
Okay? And, you know, as comics, when we talk, right, we see actors and other people from other fields, right? Crossover and do stand-up, right? And it takes a lot for us to give that person its rightful credit and go, that person's a stand-up now. Because I know thousands of people actors and other people that have crossed over, and I went, fuck that guy should not be doing it. But you're the type of stand-up that you should be doing it because you proved your worth.
Well, thanks, man.
And I'll tell you why I say that. It was one night you were at the store or whatever, and you were talking with a bunch of comics, you were hanging out. When in my head, I thought, it was not a question that you shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? Like, I looked at you like I looked at Whitney Cummings or any of these other people, like, oh, cool, Steve's here, my friend, you know, a comic, right? You know, a long time ago when I saw you staple your nutsack at the Mint, right, back in the day, right, I wouldn't even fathom that I would even accept that. Like, there's a rare case. You are like that. Obviously, Theo Von, because Theo Von didn't come from, you know, a stand-up. He had to change, or he had to reinvent himself, right? And you did, and I knew this also when you invited me and Ian over to your house, because you were working on your first special, to give you notes. And Ian and I still talk about it, how we respected that you wanted our, you know, notes and your help with your special. It was like, you know, I just, you know, my hat's off to you. You know, I was going to say this earlier on the podcast, then you attacked me about the fucking And I literally thought to myself, I'm not even gonna say this fucking bullshit in front of this fuckface. You know? But then I decided to fucking do it anyway because I really do mean that, man.
All right.
How do you feel about it?
I super love you. I super appreciate your kind words. I really, really do. I loved that you were willing to come over to check out this. And if I recall correctly, it was like, I think it was like a week or 2 weeks before I was actually gonna tape the special.
Yeah.
And I had you guys come over. I asked you to come over to view like the last show I had taped. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, what should I do? And you were like, hey man, maybe next time why don't you? Let's do this a little fucking sooner when it's not like next week. You know? Like, and I also remember too that I mean you're being very kind because dude, I wasn't ready to fucking tape that special. You know, like
Oh, you wish you hadn't done it?
it wasn't that I wish that I hadn't done it. It was just that, you know, like there was a lot that just, you know, I mean, for where I was at that time, it couldn't have come out any better. But where I was at that time was very early in the process.
Yeah.
And here's something that I had I have a lot of regret about, which is that the very thing that we did that night, sit down and watch a whole set, was something that I recoiled at the idea of. I think a lot of stand-up comedians have a lot of difficulty actually watching a video recording of their performance. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them uncomfortable. They don't want to fucking do it, and it's the most important fucking thing that you could possibly do. And it's actually recklessly irresponsible to avoid playing back your performance and watching it. And here's where I got really fucking lucky, is that after I taped that first special, the one that candidly I was not ready to tape, then I just got about to putting together my new hour. There I am on the road, and I'm putting it, you know, I'm like, okay, no more sex stories. Now I'm going to get into like the actual, there's some interesting shit. And I'm telling these crazy stories, and it's all working reasonably well. But one night as I was performing my set, I had this fucking thought, holy shit, the stories that I'm telling in this new hour, like for the most part, all happened on camera. So, oh my God, what if my next special is a stand-up special, but as I tell these stories, the footage of the stories actually happening is edited into it, so it's multimedia.
Yeah.
Be the world's first, as far as I know, multimedia stand-up comedy special.
Yeah.
My head exploded. I got so fucking excited. Right away I fucking went about recording my next big show in a theater. And I had to fucking see how this was going to work. So I took that footage of the show, brought it into my computer, and I just started editing it to take the fucking, put it together. And that forced me to not only watch the footage, but to study it, because now frame by frame I'm plugging in the footage of the stories happen, and I'm impossible for me to do that without watching the footage of the stand-up.
Yeah.
And as I was doing it, there was just so many things that drove me. Yes, it was uncomfortable, but as I was watching myself perform the stand-up, like, I fucking hate the way I do that. That fucking insecure, laughing at my own joke, like, oh, come on, it's funny, right? You know, like that shit. And like just little fucking things that, and they bothered me, but I was studying the footage, and you know what? And then I go back out on the road and I started addressing these things. Nothing brought about the progression, the improvement in my stand-up performance, like at a faster rate, more than.
You know what, dude? You just fucking, because when you were talking, I got so insecure because I've never seen me do stand-up.
But I mean, dude, you're great.
But I've never. No, here's the thing, I need to get better. We all have that. I see the holes in my stand-up. I see what I need to improve on, and I'm so afraid to look at myself. And I think once we slowly get out of this pandemic, I'm gonna start doing that.
I mean, I think it's huge. And I remember when you and Ian were in my living room, watched that set, like
that was brave of you to do that.
Well, I mean, it was reckless to not do it sooner. You know?
Yeah.
But I remember Ian. I forget what he was pointing to, but there was something, he found a very kind, diplomatic way to say, dude, like this, some dynamic about what you're doing in this performance is really fucking not working.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I think I remember going. I think I remember going to, like, kind of nudging Ian and go, hey, no. Don't.
He
You'll staple your nutsack to your fucking.
He was completely fucking right.
Yeah.
He was very kind the way he said it, and there wasn't time for me to make these fundamental changes in what I was.
But
doing.
I think that normally, back in the day, I think we wouldn't have come over there if we didn't think that you were, putting in the work to do it. I think I don't want to name names, but there are people, that are still doing stand up that are crossover, right? That I wouldn't go to their house to help them because they just don't have. I think what it is stand ups. You could have been a stand up if that's what you started with. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, sure.
You just found this other way to express yourself, right?
I think that, again, thank you. And I believe that
So polite.
I believe that my motivation in literally everything that I do is pure because it's driven by the fact that I am such a needy attention whore. That's all there is to it. That's the secret to what makes me tick. I am a fucking needy attention whore. I will shove shit all the way up my ass for attention. I don't care. And so it's the same, whatever that is, whatever that is that makes me so just hungry for attention, it drives me to the stage to get on and perform stand-up comedy. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was when I first started doing it, it was a real departure, man. Like in the beginning, I was like, okay, I did all the jackass stuff and now switching gears, now I'm going to do stand up.
Yeah.
And I would do some tricks, some stunts in my shows and stuff, but I was really legitimately just, okay, now I'm gonna fucking do what it takes. I'm gonna go for it. I don't care if people believe I should be doing it or not. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm all in. And then, it was only when my head exploded, I'm gonna fucking do multimedia on my next special. And then I got to starting to record new stuff and build stand up out of that. And then, and I only just put this out, this multimedia stand-up comedy special. It's called Gnarly, and I put it out on my own website, and I'm fucking thrilled with it.
So people can watch it now.
Right now, it just came out.
Get to a certain place and to be with, I'll be all kidding aside, right? I love the Chappelle Show, right? And I just think that it's really crazy to think that back then, Chappelle, Dave chose two young comics who now are like forces in, the comedy industry, you and Bill, right? It's just, what an eye that Dave had back then, right?
Yeah, but the thing about it was funny because the way, Dave has his production company is called Pilot Boy Production.
Right.
And part of the reason why it's named that because I think before the Chappelle Show came to where it came to be, I think he had like 12 or 13 pilots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was the golden child. They just kept it. Everybody pushed him, and for some reason he never found it wasn't the right chemistry. So I think out of his frustration to listen to everything that the networks thought was the right thing, the right cast and everything, this project he had more freedom, and it was like this. I don't want you to say you're going to pair well with this guy. Mm-hmm. This guy's like this. I want to fuck with people that I think are funny.
Right.
And the crazy thing about it, none of us had no sketch history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was picking these people he thought were funny just on stand up.
Yeah.
So if you're lucky enough to be somebody that can pull it off like Bill Burr was, you know what I mean?
It's so funny because, network executives and people that, are the suits that hire or put together these shows or put the money together, they don't spend, the wee hours of the night at a nightclub, night after night, right?
They don't, and not only that, I'm gonna tell you that's just, you got one level of that. You got that in mainstream white comedy clubs. Now imagine the level of talent on the black side of comedy
Right.
that they were never going to see. There was never going to go to where I had one of the hottest black showcases in comedy in Brooklyn, this place called Poke Knockers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On a Monday night, we would have 300 people in this spot. You know what I'm saying? This was a force on so many levels. We would make like $10,000, 10 grand, 7 to 10 grand at the door. No, maybe like $4 grand at the door.
Right.
And then the food and beverage would make another $7 or $10,000 right there on a Monday.
Wow.
That was powerful. But bigger than that, they had like a bunch of black acts that execs not going to go across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. In fact, in the most prestigious comedy clubs in Manhattan, especially when I was coming up, when you say the Comedy Cellar, when you say Stand Up New York, when you say Comic Strip Live and all that type of shit, it was probably only 3% of all the black comics in this area that were working those clubs. So
Yeah.
they wasn't going to go. If you don't think they would had the time to go to the nightclubs there, they definitely didn't have time to go to this hole in the wall place that births people like Tommy Davidson, that birthed people like Martin Lawrence. They weren't going to do that.
Right. Do you hate the word, and this is not a term that I made up, but people use the word crossover? Like, for instance, I've heard people say to Ian Edwards, right? Because Ian plays a lot of the white clubs.
Yeah, and Edwards used to do my hood spots too.
Right. And people would say to Ian, wow, you're crossover, right? I've heard white comics say that to him.
Yeah, but
What does that mean even?
It's slightly insulting, but what it's trying to say is that you can be funny for white people too. That's the truth. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Even when I came up, man, I came up in the chitlin circuit, right? And I've seen people try to gauge. They're like, there was great thing about Def Comedy Jam and the bad thing about Def Comedy Jam. The great thing about Def Comedy Jam is because it gave a lot of black comics a platform and a voice. We didn't have anything. You know what I mean? If David Letterman for a year, if he had 30 white comics on there, it probably was 2 or 3 black comics, and those was the ones that worked at the cellar. So I understand when it says like you want to be able. I hope I'm not losing my thought and I can answer the question. You want to be able. Something about saying, you know what, I can work those clubs.
Right.
Because the quickest thing they would say to you is like, oh yeah, he's funny for a black audience. Because the minute a black comic goes on stage and it's like, what music? They come up to music, a lot of white comics and mainstream like, oh, he's that person. No, it's not that. It's just that black people, we got a lot of rhythm in us. You know what I'm saying? That's a good feeling to be able to call in response and get that energy before you even say anything. That's a tool that we use, but it was held against us. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say something, now it's so funny now, if you back when I was coming up, if you roast a person, it was all like, oh man, that's not material. Now you have all these platforms and these shows for roast this. Motherfucker, Jeff Ross is the most roasted motherfucker. He don't cook shit. He roasts everything, don't cook shit. He never put a turkey in the oven, no fucking where.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was somewhat of a rite of passage if you could, as they say, cross over. But I never considered crossover. I was just like, just give me an opportunity. That's it. But I can see how to some comics it can be insulting. And then especially for Ian, because I know he's probably heard it. Dave Chappelle.
They say he's crossover too.
No, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was like, it's interesting. Black comic, young comic, comes out of DC, right? And like immediately accepted by mainstream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for like a lot of people, it took years to get to that point. He was
Right.
immediately. So when he started Dave's career, it wasn't necessarily supported by a lot of black people and the hood. That's just a fucking fact. It's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? But that's just a fact. And I personally think like he's always Nutty Professor. A lot of the black audience are saying, "Oh yeah, the motherfucker's funny." You know what I'm saying? But a lot of in the black community, a lot of them didn't respect his brand of comedy.
Right.
Didn't respect that he didn't have to talk about fucking and sucking. You bitch ever suck your dick like this and you get your dick sucked, you're like, oh shit. Oh, shit, I got this bitch now.
Yeah.
You know, but that was never his brand. So that's why, and then it was, personally, I think Nutty Professor, when it started, was like this, because they saw him being a comic that's roasting motherfuckers and shit. But I honestly believe that when he found that right team, and when I say that right team, I mean Charlie Murphy, I mean Bill Burr, I mean Neil Brennan.
Yeah.
I mean Michelle Armour, one of the executive producers. I mean, the list could go on and on what came together.
Yeah.
Because you could have a motherfucking superstar. Say, like, example, I'll say football. Like Dan Marino was a superstar quarterback, but never found the right chemistry with the team to win the championship.
Right.
But I think that when he had that collaborative effort from everybody and people, his peers, people that he respected, that's when it happened. In the Chappelle Show, he just aligned himself with the right people. And that's when he got his hood stripes.
What a dream that would be, that you could sell a show and then you tell a network, I'm going to find everybody.
But I would tell you,
And if the network would just say, give it a try, and go, we'll just give it a try, I think it would work out more times than not.
but a lot of times it won't, because you have, and I have an example. Everybody we weren't a cast. Nobody would sound like, it wasn't an audition like, hey, you're going to be a part of the team. You were only as good as your last sketch. You know what I'm saying? You're only as good as your last sketch. So if you rip a sketch, then you'd be on the writer's mind to do another one. But he did have the situation where he could say, I'm going to put this guy. But I remember one comic, in particular, he had this sketch, and he was just bombing in the sketch. It was just fucking taking forever. He was a diva and all this shit, right? And this was right. But before that, Dave could say, we want anybody on the show. But he bombed so bad, the Comedy Center said, okay. They couldn't wait. They can't wait to try to tell you to take something away.
Yeah.
They couldn't wait to say, all right, listen, we tried it your way. We spent so much money in this situation. So now we want to open up these roles for everybody in New York. And it was interesting for me because during that show, I had to make a lot of decisions, like, what am I going to do next? How, whatever. So I had asked Neil, what was my next sketch going to be? And I've told this story over and over again. What was my next sketch going to be? And he said, "Oh yeah, B, you gotta audition." I was like, "Audition? I'm rich, bitch!" Like, yo, nigga, like my shit is solid. Why do I have to audition?
Yeah.
And the explanation I got was it was that reason. And I'll give this advice to anybody coming up when, don't get caught up and hung up on who you think you are too soon. Because I could have easily said, I could have been like offer only. I'm not going to audition again. And I could have said that, and I could have rolled the dice, and I'm like, oh yeah. But I knew if I made that decision, then I knew I did not give myself the opportunity.
Yeah.
So I went in, I was kind of cocky in the audition. I went in and I smoked this audition. And after I smoked it, I looked at the camera. I said, so now do I have to audition anymore?
Yeah.
And just walked out the room.
Yeah.
I just walked out the room. And guess what?
Yeah.
I never auditioned for anything.
Did you get the part?
Yeah, I got the part. It was like, I got the part, and I'm glad I made that decision because no telling how I would have been out of the loop had I not decided, like, okay, sometimes you think you prove yourself to people, but in this business, feel like I got to do this shit over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, even this pandemic, I've put some stuff on tape, right?
Yeah.
And it's, people have asked, will you put yourself on tape? And I have to do it. I come in here, and then poor Jules is like, do we have to do it again? One time we did 8 hours, remember? One scene. Again! I go, again! That sucked. I blinked.
Right.
And you know what this motherfucker did? Accidentally deleted all the things we recorded.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
I didn't know how to do it. Yeah. But my point is that, I'm almost, you're what, 52?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
My bad.
The reason why I say that, because I've always been, this is a funny thing about Hollywood, I've always been like secretive about my age because, you know what I mean? Oh, you know what it could be.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until last week, the last podcast I did, the first time I was open about it. And the reason why I was open about it, because I'm like, fuck Hollywood. Because like Hollywood is almost dead right now, and they will have you doing so much stuff to your body, to your mental and everything. I'm like, It is what it is. I'll be funny at whatever age I'm at. It might cost some gigs. Like I could dye this shit, a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But you know,
I
the bottom line is,
I think Hollywood's changed. I mean, honestly, you know, I've never been secretive about my age.
you know why Hollywood has changed?
Why?
Hollywood has changed. We've changed, and the thing is that we're starting to become Hollywood through this whole pandemic. Like you were talking about Chappelle summer camp. It was something that we started over the summer, right? And it was started because a need to want to be able to give entertainment to an audience that was thirsty for it. It was also for comics to be able to work out. But you had to approach this. You can't just approach it like you're just going to be reckless or whatever. And I don't know what would be the name of it.
Yeah. I call them talk mics.
I do too. People love you, man, and I hate it.
I know. There's something about you. Go ahead.
5,
I don't
4.
want my hat. I can't wear my hat with these.
Shut the fuck up, man.
What do I need these headphones?
You don't need them.
You don't need it. You don't need it. Yeah. Well,
5.
maybe take the hat off. Have you thought about that? Take the fucking hat off?
Okay, go.
Okay, yeah.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Can you turn my headphones up?
Yep.
Black level.
Okay. How's that?
Think Snoop Studio. That's how I need it.
Marvin. Marvin. It's one of my favorite songs from the Commodores.
What is it?
Okay. I don't know. Let's start over. That was not a good opening.
5,
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. What's up? Bob here from the suburbs. Welcome to another episode of the Tiger Billy podcast. It's good to be here. We've got my white friend George. What's up, George? Hey, buddy. Radical. Right. We've got my buddy, my Filipino buddy here, Gilbert. He's exotic.
Wow.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
It's a Filipino mongoose.
Oh, yeah.
It's a what?
Yeah, my beautiful exotic
God,
girlfriend
I hate
here,
that word.
Kalila. Huh?
Also
She's
Filipino.
Yeah, she's got a nice purple vag. Nice purple vag. And we've got my friend, my black friend here, Donnell Rawlings. Give him a round of applause, everybody.
I don't want a round of applause. First of all, I want to apologize to all my fans that are going to look at this and say, "What the fuck is he doing in that podcast?"
Yeah.
Desperate times require desperate.
Yeah. First of all, no. First of all,
Can we be clear?
Yeah.
For everyone, let them know that I don't want to be here.
okay, let me be clear.
No.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, they fucking got such a friendship in the bond. I don't want to be here.
All right,
And the only reason, I want to be clear, the only reasons, and this is the part I don't understand,
Yeah.
Bobby. This podcast has so many fans.
Exactly.
Right?
Thank you,
I had to
Bingo.
look at it like a person that's going on a TV show. He know they're going to ask some dumb questions.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's so many viewers that you got to go there
Yeah,
to
right,
promote the
right.
product and shit.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm here is because there are people that love you.
We're not the Kelly Clarkson show. Is that what you're saying?
No, not that.
Okay,
Love
good.
Kelly Clarkson.
No, but people go on there because it's got a lot of viewership. And is that what he's saying?
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Okay, what I'm going to say to you is
Yeah.
this.
And if my podcast had more viewers, I would never be on this fucking show.
Okay, but I need to.
The people in the streets told me.
All right.
They said, you want to be a part of what?
But facts are facts.
Okay, go ahead.
Facts are facts, all right?
Right.
And it's so interesting that you say that because I wasn't even going to bring this up.
Right.
But it's like when you started your new podcast, right? You tried to start a little war with me, right, on Instagram, which to me made it seem like you wanted to come onto our podcast and you wanted to collaborate.
No, I wanted to fuck with you.
Yeah. Oh, you wanted to fuck with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to I like fighting you.
I like fighting you. I like
I like
you.
fighting you.
I like fighting you too.
But I had to stop the fight because nobody wanted to join the team.
I
Right? You were too deep. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm real deep,
And
bro.
then the Asian community, when it comes to anything to do with like hacking or anything like that, I'm gonna lose.
yeah. Yeah, you're gonna.
And you don't even have this many viewers. You have one young Asian motherfucker, right? That created some type of robot. Like they go. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Nah, I like fucking with you.
Yeah, but I like fucking with you too. But there is something with us that whenever I see you, sometimes you'll like walk the other way, or you even before the pandemic, you would create a distance because you can't handle my sexual energy.
Okay, guess what? Guess what? This is why you're such a genius, because I don't know how many years that it took you to figure it out.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. I can't handle sexual energy from anybody with a dick.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, if
But I don't have sexual energy to you, for you. I just exude it because I'm just a being.
I know you're a being, but I'm not that type of being.
Right.
All right, we're different type of beings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. I know you're from a place where, like, and this may sound weird for some people.
Yeah.
Where kissing a guy in the mouth is not considered homosexual.
I find it European. I don't find it homosexual.
That's my point. I'm not a European motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you
let's be
do
clear.
you do know Europe exists.
I do. I
And
fuck
you
so
feel-
many European bitches. That's like
yeah.
some of my favorite bitches. European, but it's not. They're bitches.
Yeah. All right.
They have vaginas.
Right.
They're not purple vaginas.
Okay.
But they have vaginas.
All right,
I'm
so
saying, that's the difference in cultures.
Let me say this then. Okay. For instance, if I was
Do you like my hat?
it's good.
It's
I really,
nature.
that's my style.
Yeah.
It's very,
I
it
really like
represents
it.
nature, and we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you could have rocked that hat. You couldn't have rocked that hat 30 years ago.
I could rock. I got swag. I can rock anything.
No, I think 30 years ago would have been weird. Now,
You asked
as
me a
you're
question.
older,
You asked me a question, Bobby. I'm giving you my answer. And with that, you said no. So are you going to interview me, or are you going to interview yourself? I'm just saying, because here's what.
whoa. Don't leave.
I
Don't
can
leave.
Just leave.
Okay.
All right. All right. If you need somebody to bounce ideas off, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And first off, I'm disturbed by this fucking plexiglass, whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah.
Because I know you're trying to practice correct COVID protocol.
Yeah.
But me being from the hood and you being Asian on the other side of glass,
Yeah.
this is where you guys get empowered. Like, listen, I'm telling you, like in certain neighborhoods, like the fucking Asian person talks more shit, the thicker the bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
is.
It's true. You know what?
Like right now, you're not gonna talk too much shit because I could kick myself through this. But if you had that motherfucking shit right here, you was like, "Fuck you, nigga, you on my show."
Yeah.
All right, you would.
That's a historical fact.
It is a historical fact. Me and I know that.
When you go to a Chinese
Like I want to
restaurant-
order something right now.
All right. So when you're in a Chinese
And I
restaurant,
want you to tell me it's only going to take 5 minutes, whatever the fucking order is.
do you think that when you're at a Chinese restaurant, do you think that we're talking shit behind your back, behind the wall?
Do I think that?
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, well, then you're correct.
I know, and the reason why I know that because I know the stress on the other. I know the stress on both sides. I know you're trying to provide food for a community or whatever, and then you get frustrated when someone comes in there and they say they want shrimp fried rice, and they say I want extra shrimp, right? Right. Without respecting how much extra shrimp costs.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean? Just
right.
like, no, I need you to throw extra shrimp in here, and you can't do it.
Would you be angry if they go, okay, we have to add $5 more?
No, I wouldn't be angry with that because
Yeah.
I know if I go somewhere, like right now, if I go somewhere I want extra anything, I know it's going to be an extra cost. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not going there with the idea if I want extra shit for the same price. So I can understand where that frustration comes from.
Right.
And, and I don't necessarily think that that's your community. It's so funny about when I say your community, like in New York, they have a lot of Koreans own like the markets and stuff, right?
Right.
And a lot of black people have issues with their culture. And on the other side, the Korean culture has issues with our culture. And I think the thing that is more disturbing with the Korean culture when it comes to our culture is the lack of respect they have for elders. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the old thing where, oh, why you follow me and everything like that. And I understand that exists, whatever. But I've noticed, and especially being stationed and living in Korea, I know how important respecting your elders is to your culture.
It's very
But
important.
that's
In
also
some kind of way, you lost that
Wait. I specifically?
You lost that respect for elders because I am your elder.
Technically,
You
yeah.
are,
By 2
you are,
years.
you
By
are,
a couple
whatever it is, you're Tong Sang,
Oh,
you're Tong Sang,
all right.
and I'm Hyung Nam.
Okay.
You're Tong Sang, I'm Hyung Nam. And with that said, you know, if you ever spend any time in Korea, when you see me, you have to show me respect. You know,
I didn't know we were
No, you
playing by
didn't.
those rules.
You didn't bow. You didn't bow.
Listen, you didn't do that. When I came here, you didn't do and you didn't do that.
I know.
You didn't do none of that.
I'm sorry.
So you're disrespectful to my culture, and you're also disrespectful to your culture.
Okay, if I would have known, I first of all, I didn't know that you ever even spent time in Korea.
Bobby,
I don't
stop the fucking lies, bruh.
Or I knew.
We've been 3 fucking shows
I know.
where I
I know.
smoked more motherfucking Hong Malo than you.
I know.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Do you do this to your listeners all the time?
What do you
lie?
Yeah.
Do you guys accept it?
Yeah.
Is it this is a camera for the audience?
Yeah.
You guys accept this level of disrespect from this motherfucker? Leave your comments. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to improve my game here as a human being.
But I do. I like you.
I like to look back at my past and my behaviors, and I also look back at the past podcasts, and I want to improve my game. Yeah, I lie a lot. I've exaggerated. I think that in comedy, you have to do that to embellish stories and whatnot. Do you embellish stories?
Yeah, that's what part of my, like, people always ask me when it comes to stand up, what is my style? What is my process? And I don't really, only process I have is trying to live life the best I can. You know, we all go out and you come into situations, especially you, and like for some reason comedy just comes to you. You know what I mean? And you say to yourself, oh, that could be a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be a joke. But not really a joke. I want to be able to go on stage and talk about that. You know, I've never been one to sit down and like, here's the punch, here's the setup, or here's anything. Like, I write on stage. Over the years, I probably lost so much material because that's my process. If I was that anal person, the ones that anytime something happens, they write it down, I would have fucking all type of jokes.
Yeah.
But I rely more on my muscle memory and me being able to tell the story, embellish the story, and then where the comedy comes in is when you exaggerate the story.
But do you write it down or no?
No, I might write a premise down.
Oh, right. Me too.
Because I believe that if something is really funny to you, like it goes into our hard drive. And my opinion of a hard drive is our life. You've been on stage and you've been on a road with something, right? And then you'll say a word or two, and then for some reason it goes to the hard drive of something you thought of a year ago that you never saw you never done before, but now it's like, oh shit, this is the perfect time.
Yeah. The worst is when I can't quite get something to work, right? I have an idea, I can't get it to work. And the worst is 3 years later, you see a comic do it,
Right.
and you go, oh, fuck, that's how you do it.
Yeah, but then when you're a beast,
I hate it.
yeah, but when you're a beast, you lose some shit like that. But when you're a creative person, you're like, you know, you'll have a bit like this shit is funny, and then when you're dope, when you lose it, you're just gonna come up with some more funny shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Unless something going on in your life psychologically that gives you a fucking complete creative block.
No.
You try to stay away from those things.
When you did summer camp with the gang,
The gang.
yeah.
I don't know. I should consider that to be racist. The gang. Why can't it be some of your fellow friends?
Yeah.
Why can't it be? If a white man was here? Yo, Bobby. If a white man was here,
Yeah, I would have said gang. You know what I mean? I would have said gang, my friend.
You would even said fellowship.
No, I would have said gang. That because I'm a simple guy, and you're a gang of thieves. I'm not.
You talking to pirates or what?
A gang of friends. I mean,
I would love to go back through.
I don't know why it's thieves. I don't know why.
I would love to go back.
I'm up against a wall. No one's defending me. This
Like
is-
Donnell, I want to know what you truly think about Koreans. Do you think that there is inherently a racist seed somewhere implanted in their DNA?
I don't think it's a racist seed. I think it's American culture that they get dissatisfied with more than anything. I don't think it's like they dislike black people, but a lot of Koreans, when they come here, the first thing they do for them to make money is that they plant themselves into a black neighborhood and they create certain jobs. That's it. But I don't think and the reason why I'm saying this because I've spend time in Korea.
Yeah.
I really know the culture. I really know how much the biggest thing they value is respect. I know that. So I can't just, I'm not a person just, I've seen both sides of it, you know? And I think that a lot of Koreans when they first come in, they're displeased with American culture and then the way we live.
Yeah.
And just so happen the communities that they are in, when they come the first time, a lot of times they are in those black neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got, like, when I was growing up, when I came to LA, right? I came to LA in the 90s, right? In like after like the mid 90s a little bit. And there was like, this is after the riots and this is after, but you'd watch a movie like Do the Right Thing and you see like Stephen Park played the Korean grocery store guy. And there was always, it felt like there was some sort of conflict between, black people and Koreans, which for me, I'm not that kind of Korean. You know what I mean? The ones that they would depict in the.
But the reason why that is, Bobby, is because they don't know each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're behind a glass, it's hard to get to know somebody. The reason why I say that because every neighborhood that I've lived in between New York and LA, whether there be like a Korean market or a Korean cleaner, when I get to know these people, they fall in love with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
I love
once they know, it's too late for you.
I love you so
But once
much.
they know, especially when they know the backstory of me spending some time in Korea, when they know that I know when I speak to them, how I know how to show respect on the way I carry myself. 안녕하세요, 안녕하십니까.
Yeah.
They know that and they get it. They're like this, where did he get that from? Like it's one thing to be able to say something in another language, but it's another thing to be able to know your body language, your facial expressions and everything. And it's always these older adishis that get to know me and they fall in love with me. And when an older Korean person is in love with you, as I remember one time I went to the cleaners close to where I live, right?
Yeah.
And my bill was like $50, right? This is when you know Korean loves you, right? My bill was $50. I gave $50 and he gave me $10 back.
Oh.
He gave me some of my money back. Hello?
Hello. That's crazy.
He was like,
That's fucking.
but he did it. He didn't do it like I love you. You know, Koreans,
Yeah.
they gonna disrespect you or anything. You know, like I love you. You know?
Yeah, I got it.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They're gonna be like, they don't. And there's something about like I don't know if we talked about this when we did the show, but Korean dads don't have a lot of emotion.
No.
They don't.
Yeah.
And some people be like, oh, but that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's.
When you said it reminded me like whenever I would introduce my dad to like a new friend from high school. I go, hey dad, this is Tony. He would go like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't want to know his name. You know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? And he would also do this with his
And
hand.
I know he would
get him away.
I knew he would do that for you because he knew you were going to be in the kitchen kissing the dude in his face. So he's like, hey, I don't lie.
Yeah. I'm not gay.
I know you're not.
Yeah. I know gay.
I know you're
Yeah. I know gay.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're gonna take a really quick break to share one of our new and favorite sponsors with you.
Lucy Nicotine. You guys, right now I'm chewing Lucy Nicotine Chew Park.
Ooh.
It comes with 10 pieces. I remember the other day I was like, I'm going to go play video games and I'm going to chew on some Lucy, right? And I don't smoke the whole time. This is better than the other brands because you can actually feel it kind of working in your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
This is great gum. Researched and developed for 3 years to be made for possible, not pay.
For people, not patients.
Let me read that again, man. Researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients.
Yep.
Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. It has a lozenge as well.
Losange as
Losange
well.
with 4 milligrams of nicotine in cherry ice flavor.
It's 2020. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges.
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 Losanges.
This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple, you don't have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down. Tiger Belly listeners go to lucy.co and use promo code TigerBelly to get 20% off all products, including gum or, Kalila?
Lozenges.
Lozenges. That's lucy.co and use the promo code TigerBelly at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Lucy.co and be sure to use that promo code TigerBelly.
Quip, quip, quip. It's for your teeth and it's really healthy. You guys, I promise you this, and this is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
If I had Quip as a toothbrush throughout my life, I'd have all my teeth.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you right now, usually I find brushing to be boring and monotonous, right? But every time at night and in the mornings, I look forward to using my Quip brush.
They have a new one called a Smart Electric Toothbrush.
How can they even get smarter? Holy shit.
For adults and kids, and it has all the guiding features of the original brush, but with a new Bluetooth smart motor that connects to the free...
It's future shit.
It connects to the free Quip app so you can track your brushing, get tips and daily coaching, and earn rewards for good habits like brushing 2 minutes twice a day. Why? A healthy mouth is its own reward, but free gifts like refills, discounts, products can also motivate people to consistently brush better.
Yeah, imagine being on the Enterprise and Chris Pine's Captain Kirk would be using this futuristic. Just imagine that.
It has sensitive sonic vibrations, and it also has a built-in 2-minute timer. So it pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides. And they also have the kids' electric toothbrush and an anti-cavity toothpaste that we use and we enjoy.
Eco-friendly solar battery charger to power your Quip with sunshine. Refresh bag to bring your good oral care habits everywhere you go. It has that too.
Thanks, Bobby. Start getting rewards for brushing your teeth today. You go to getquip.com/belly right now to get your first refill free. That's your first refill free at getquip.com/belly. Spell GETQUIP.com/belly. Quip, better oral health made simple and rewarding. Enjoy the rest of the show.
It's so funny because when we did the